one revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check, complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant Podcast, your new source for information regarding Mafia Wars from Zynga'd. Pistol Pete from Spockholm.
Live long and prosper.
And tonight I have with me Jana, Death by Gucci, and Jennifer, the Mafia Wars loot lady. Hey, welcome to the Informant Podcast. So what's everybody doing?
I hope all our listeners are doing great.
What's up?
You sound like that's pretty
You
good.
did sound like Chester.
You all sound, yeah. There you go. There's Chester. You should just be Chester tonight.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Like Pete's not here tonight.
He's...
Chester's gonna get everybody drunk.
Yeah. So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
We're fine.
I don't know what else how else to come in. I mean,
Let's get this party started.
we tried that once before, and
it was so funny.
it was funny, but it was Jen. Let's get this party started.
Well, yeah, you weren't supposed to use me.
Oh yeah, so
That
I'm
song was
supposed
good
to
too.
say, "Hey, let's get this party started." Not really. See, it doesn't work. Anyway, so what's everybody been up to this week? Anything interesting going on?
Fall is in the air.
Been robbing
air.
my cab driver over and over.
And over and over and over again. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing to do at this moment until Cuba disappears.
Yeah, I've actually learned to use the repeat job, Pete.
Did you
Thank
really?
you. Yeah, because I'm kind of tired of robbing that guy.
by hand, yeah.
Yeah.
You should spell it R-E-P-E-T-E.
Like,
Yeah, repeat. Pete and repeats out on the wall. Pete fell off. Who was left? Repeat.
Repeat.
God.
Yeah, that tool I bet has been overused this week.
I bet so.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you know what's ironic is I've done it manually a few times because sometimes I just want to burn my energy real quick and get onto my stamina. And the jobs there don't kind of process like they do in Brazil.
You get a lot of errors.
Yeah, like every other click is an error. And I was like, gosh, I'm better off using repeat job. It feels safer.
Right.
Definitely.
I agree with that.
They need to fix that. You know, we can't help how fast we click. There's no rule saying you must pause between each click.
Click, pause. Click, pause.
Yeah, it'd take you a year.
We're out to save
And,
the click monkeys.
You know, nobody likes to get those warnings because everyone's scared they'll get their accounts banned.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they need to do something about that. Although it'll be gone in like 4 days now.
It
Yeah,
seems
you
like
never
it said
know.
6 days forever.
It's 3 days, but yeah, they could decide to keep it.
Talking to timers and keeping things, did they change the icing
Yes.
season's time period?
Sure did.
Yeah, but we have 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought
And you
it
have
was-
to get 1,500 ices to master it instead of the 1,000.
But the problem is you have to get 1,050 for family progression, so you're doing the work anyways.
Right.
Yep.
So now you're just going to get half the loot. Instead of one loot item every week, you're going to get one every other week.
Right.
And because of the extra time per fewer ices, there'll be way more many players with Diamond 5 badges. So the one you have isn't going to really be that special.
Right, because
Right.
you had to really rush to get it done
'Cause
within that week
anybody
time
could do
period.
it now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Even a monkey could do it.
Even a monkey can do it without a script. Yeah.
So what's going on in your world, Pete?
In my world, Spockholm is busy. We've released this week the boss fighter.
That's right.
And it's out there, and it seems to be working well. You know, with Zynga'd changing that you now got to buy reward points. You know, I'm not sure it really slowed down people that were dedicated to still doing boss fights.
I don't think it did.
So that's good for us because then this helps save the click monkeys and saves them some time clicking through the events. So we've gotten good feedback on that. But the big news is the long-awaited Spock toolbar is on the horizon. There's been tricklings of images that have hit the internet. I wonder where those ended up. And we finally got it to where we're going to release the first version of it, which is pretty basic. It's got, I think, 7 or 10 different Spocklets in it that are the most common ones now. So it has repeat job, Lincolnator, Mugger, those types, the switches in there, and a couple of others. But the important thing to note of it is there's a lot of room for growth, and there's a lot of easy fixes that can take place with it. And we've already been through an iteration since we got it available to some people for beta testing. And the bar itself requires, in Firefox, you have to have Grease Monkey installed, which is an easy add-in to put in. And then there'll be a script available on the Spockholm site once we get it published. And once it's installed, all you're really loading in Grease Monkey is just a loader. The actual script that actually generates the toolbar itself is actually just another Spocklet. And the intention behind that is that hopefully we will hardly ever have to change the loader, and we can continue to add new features and additions to the toolbar itself without having to redistribute a new toolbar every time. So you'll get updates as we make them. And some of the things that's planned in the future, and we've had some testing on in our local environment, in the HAPA, or in the lab, is the capability to be able to provide a primary server and a backup server for Spocklets. So we hope that what will happen is that, we should have our Spocklets up and running 99% of the time. However, there is the occasional time when a server will go down or a host will have problems or whatever else. Well, what you'll be able to do now in the toolbar is be able to click a button that says backup, and what it'll do then is when you click on a Spocklet to launch it, it will automatically go up to the backup location of those Spocklets. So we'll have a copy of Spocklets on a primary server and a backup server. So hopefully it should prevent many people from having any kind of downtime. The other key feature that's built into the toolbar itself is the fact that it runs in a framed or unframed environment. So very conveniently now you can remain within a framed version of Facebook, and it will go ahead and load up at the top edge of your Mafia Wars screen. It provides the drop downs for the tools. If you launch the tools, they load in normal locations to what you're already accustomed to seeing within a normal Spocklet type environment. So we're really excited about the possibilities. When in development, in the screenshots that have been out, there's nothing really in there for configuring or adding your own Spocklets, but for those that are familiar with the checklist, we do have configuration in there to be able to create fan-based links and additions to the checklist. I would imagine over time features like that will be added to the toolbar as well as the capability to add your own link. So if you've got a family war page that you regularly go to, you'll probably be able to load that up within the toolbar and just kind of use the Spock toolbar for just about anything that's game related, and you'll be able to add your own customizations to it. I'm not saying it'll all be there when the day it rolls out to the public.
Well, this may be a dumb question, but do you have to have pre-installed the Spocklets on your page, or are they kind of pre-installed when you have the checklist and the toolbar?
Wait for it. Really? No, just kidding.
Yeah, really.
No, it's a good question. No, the benefit now is with the toolbar installed, you no longer have to drag a Spocklet off the Spockholm website and put it on your own toolbar unless you want to. You can actually run every one of our Spocklets live off of our servers through the toolbar. So as we make updates to those individual Spocklets, you're getting the live version, as most of them are, even if you've saved them to your toolbar. But you will no longer even need to possibly go in and add them to your toolbar.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
So now every person that ends up installing the toolbar will have access to the entire arsenal of, Spockholm tools.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and like I said, not all of them are going to be there in the initial release to the public when it gets out there in the upcoming weeks, but there'll be the option to start customizing and adding your own and picking from other ones that are within our library of tools. So there'll be a lot more news about it as time goes on, but it's really exciting for us. We've talked about it a long time, and we've always wanted to put something together. And Ike and Martin, kudos to them. They've done a magnificent job with this tool. It's really going to be appreciated, I think, by the community as a whole. The other one element of it, and I know there's a lot I'm kind of throwing at you all at once, so ought to check out Jen's blog. I don't read it, but somebody should.
People do.
I occasionally do. So I mean, on Jen's blog, she did a really great job of detailing what the toolbar will and will not do. And one of the other features that's in it is we've done a lot with statistics. So on the top edge of the toolbar, there's now an option to show you the ratios of, based on how much stamina and energy you have, what percentage of job you would need to run in order to meet those particular stamina or energy requirements, or a combination of both. And then on each job, if you're looking at them in individual cities, it now gives you a comparison of what the job will generate for you if you did the job energy-wise, and also then tell you how much you can expect to burn and how much energy you can expect to have left over after you've burned it. So for those that are really trying to level and level fairly consistently, this will be a great tool to kind of, with the toolbar loaded, this is stuff that will keep stats for you as you're playing the game. So those that are interested in leveling and stuff may only use it for that purpose. So that's another, somewhat exciting feature of it, is it'll also in green highlight the job that is going to give you the most bang for your buck, if you will.
So when are you looking on getting this out?
I would imagine to be safe. We'll see what Martin and Ike say. Probably to be safe, I would probably say in 2 weeks' time that it'll be out there. I think Ike likes to get some stuff pushed out pretty quick, and so it might make it out sooner. But to be safe, I would say another 2 weeks, and it'll probably be available to the general public, and it'll be where we feel a lot more comfortable releasing it to the masses. Ike and Martin, I mean, they just do an incredible job with this coding stuff.
They do. Ike is fast.
And Ike is extremely fast. He is very, very good at his art, and I'm way impressed. And I'm writing one now that's not a biggie, but I'm just taking my time, and it's just like, I can't believe how fast they write some of these things up.
You're the turtle of Spockholm.
I am. I'm the turtle of Spockholm.
Well, it's funny because I recommended something yesterday. I said, "Oh, that might be neat. I don't know how hard that would be to do." And then 5 minutes later, he's like, "Try it now." And then it was like what I had suggested was there, and I was like, "Oh my God, that was fast."
There was two things. One, in the boss fighter, when we made they made some changes to the last version, it did not have the capability to move it around your screen anymore. And so Ike went in pretty quickly and swiftly went in and modified it so that if you click on the title, you can now drag it back around. But then the other was a feature that was added to the toolbar. When you load the toolbar on the Facebook side, if you're tired of seeing the stalker bars and stuff like that on the right-hand side, it will automatically remove them for you.
Nice.
So
I can't stand that.
it cleans up the
Phew.
page, so you don't have to deal with all that ancillary stuff.
Yeah, then you don't have to have secondary extensions and all that.
Yep. So and that was done really quick, and that's why I say, I mean,
in 5 minutes, it was unbelievable.
He's a machine.
I know. I figured it would take a week to figure out how to do it and all that.
No, done.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive. Very nice. So that's it?
Yeah, so pretty much for us, that's it. So, yeah, look for it in the next couple of weeks, and maybe what will end up happening is, because timing-wise, it may work out. Maybe it'll be available on our 100th episode day.
Sweet.
The toolbar?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, which would be just at the end of the month. And with regard to that, there's a discussion thread on the Informant podcast, and there's an option on there to post a comment, good or bad, about what you like about the show. And just prior to the 100th episode, we will choose a winner, and the winner will have an opportunity to come on the show and win some fabulous prizes.
Sweet.
So we look
That's
forward
awesome.
to that. That'll be big news for us to hit our 100th show. And then on the Informant podcast page, I posted a graphic of that one of our fans had made.
Is that where that came from?
Nick DeLeon created a little graphic. Looks like he handcrafted a 100th episode Informant podcast and had Pistol Pete with our different sounds that are on our intro and stuff like that. Big fan of the show. So want to say thank you, and kind of gave me an inspiration to have the 100th episode giveaway. So go to the fan page, become a fan, and get your name and comments in there, and like I said, you get a chance to win some good stuff. Anyway, what's new with you, Jen?